Hey friends, welcome back to Run Hike Vanlife. This is episode 3 of my 13-part series hiking the entire Foothills Trail section by section. Today we're starting at Burrell's Ford Road. This is trailhead A11 and hiking 10.4 gorgeous miles to Cheohee Road, trailhead A12. You're going to see that this section's got a little more wild in it. Dense woods, stream crossings, and that deep, still silence that makes you feel like the forest is listening. This is the second longest section of the Foothills Trail, but also my favorite. From the jump, the trail dips into a rich forest full of ferns and tall hardwoods. You're going to hear woodpeckers knocking or catch the echo of waterfalls in the distance. This is that off-the-grid, no cell signal, just you in the woods kind of stretch. There are going to be a few moderate climbs out here. Not long, but enough to get your heart going and legs warmed up. You'll pass through mossy coves, shady gullies, and cross a couple of small creeks, especially if it's rained recently. Be prepared for slick spots, especially around roots and rocks. My favorite part of this section is definitely along the Cheohee River. I haven't camped at any of the campsites, but it's exactly where I would pass right into heaven if I could. This stretch has a more remote feel than the last two, so if you're craving solitude, you're going to find it here. There's something powerful about walking a trail with no traffic noise, no houses, no interruptions. Just the hum of insects, birds overhead, and your own steady breath. Stay tuned to the end, and I'll show you where there are 2 parking spots that could shorten the trail for you. As you probably saw at the Burrell's Ford parking lot, there is a restroom. Make sure you lock the door with the deadbolt, otherwise somebody is going to walk in by accident. So if you're unfamiliar with the area, the trail to my right takes you to Burrell's Ford Campground. This campground is first come first served and doesn't charge any fees. It has bare trash cans and also toilets, so it's a great way to come down and spend some time by the river.
This is at about 2.3 miles in. Look at this view. It's like walking through a literal painting. Look at the size of the burl on that tree over there. As you know, the Foothills Trail to me is the trail of 12,000 bridges. And there was another one. Excuse me. So I just had to work my way up this very big tree in the middle of the trail. That is at 2.27 miles according to All Trails. Going up. Look at that. So right now is about a good time to get some water and a gel, because we're probably at about 3 miles and we're about to leave the water. So we're going to be going quite a ways farther and not near the river. So we need to kind of take care of our water needs now before we get out there. And you know, we're going to have to go quite a ways without the water right beside us. So might as well take care of it now. Like, look at the size of this fern right here. Absolutely huge. I gotta look and figure out what that plant right there is. Y'all are gonna get tired of seeing the views of the river down here. But what I love about the Foothills Trail is that it's not always the same. Once we get to other sections of this, you're gonna see that there are lots of like arid spots where it's at the top of a mountain and you don't get to see any water. So there's so much variety in this one trail, it's ridiculous. So this is pretty much my favorite part of the trail, where we are along the Cheohee River. But we're going to cover every section of the Foothills Trail, one section at a time. So we might as well capture the views of the river while we have them. Good Lord. Good Lord, look at the size of that tree. That is insane. Look at that. Look, it's a picture of me. Look at that. That's incredible. This is Big Bend Trail, 2.7 miles to Highway 107, Cherry Hill Recreation. As far as I know, Cherry Hill is where there is a campground, but we are going this way. Here's a little stream crossing. We are roughly at 4.53 miles in. So if you need to get some water, this is a good place to do it. Now here we are. We're getting close to 5 miles in. And as you can see, we're out of range of the river. River is over there in that ravine. We're heading this way. So now it becomes more arid. You'll notice we do have some signs of burned forest. I believe that was back in 2016 when this fire came through here in this area. But you're going to see everything changes here. You're not going to see as many ferns, not as much humidity on this side of the ridge right here. Currently at about 5.6 miles in. I'm definitely not making the time that I expected because I've been stopping to take pictures and videos of all this incredible land right here. So it's kind of slowed me down a little bit. Now, here's the thing. Once I get done with this 10.4 for the video, I need to turn back around and come back down this again. So for you guys, it's about 10.4. For me, it's about 20. Currently at 5.89 miles. and 3.5 hours in. So this is what you see. So this is a little section where you're close to the water again. So if you need water, you better scarf it up right here. We did have a little bit of rain pop up a minute ago, but we have this. This is a ultralight hiking umbrella. It's about the handiest thing in the world, besides a machete. I've hiked all the way to the beach. Just kidding. But you would almost think you were. It's absolutely perfect beach here. Right here is about 5.9 miles in. So you could be camping right here. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, nice sandy beach areas for camping. Look at the frond on this fern right here. Like, this thing has got to be maybe 4 feet long at least. That's like some prehistoric stuff right there, buddy. Unreal. Oh wait, there's more. There's no shortage of ferns out here. We are currently 6.5 miles in. There is a camping spot right there. A little bit rocky, but I'm sure you can find a sandy spot. So if you've been following along with the series, what I've been concentrating on is finding parking spots and, as you can see here, campsites that can be used later. So when you're section hiking, you don't have to necessarily hike the 10.4 miles if you can find a parking spot somewhere in between. Okay, right there. We're about 6.55 miles in. Double blaze. That means turn this way, crackhead. See over there? There's 2 white blazes again. That probably means turn again. The green blaze is for the Cheohee Trail. Here is an amazing campsite. Looks like there's some guys camping right there. There's a tent there. A rainfly right there. So, perfect campsite. How's it going, fellas? Doing good. We're here beside the river. I think every single time that I've made it down here to this section, it started raining. I think every time. So, trying to go into umbrella mode. This is a view out from under the umbrella. Still carrying on. Look, some wildlife. Look at them. He's just moving along like molasses. I don't know if you can see that, but it's beautiful. He's out here enjoying the rainy day. So here we are at about 7.5 miles. As you can see by our incline map, we are right there. So we are about to crest that incline. Then we're going to go down. Then we got a lot of up. So if you look at that, we are approaching 2/3 of the way in one direction. That peak right there, once we get to the top of that, we'll be at halfway. Then I got to turn back around and go the other way. So that'll show you kind of like, if you look up there, how much of an incline we have matches this incline right here. Got a really quiet ridge line up here. You can see down there, it slopes off to the left and slopes off to the right. So we are at the top of the ridge right now. So it's usually either pretty windy or pretty quiet at the top of the ridge. We are at 8.31 miles in. And as you can see here, it's just solid green tunnel. So it's not very rooty. Pretty even terrain right here, but green everywhere around you. Look at this. That's incredible. I think that's the closest I've ever been. That is beautiful. Man. Only like 8 inches away. That's unbelievable. I don't know if you can see these. These are known as ghost pipes. Right here. I think it's a kind of fungus. So you can see some right there. You can see some over there. Right there. They're all in this area. That is really cool. Right now we are at 8.94, so you might as well call it 9 miles in. That is so cool. So, if you are coming from where we're going, Cheohee Road, it would be 1.4 miles down on your left. But we're going the other way. Here we are, just over 9 miles in, and I hear this over to the side. Wow. Foothills Trail just never disappoints, boy. So here we are coming up to some handy dandy signage. There's a campsite right there. I believe it is Licklog Falls campsite. So right here, a whole lot of signs. Big Bend Trail, Burrells Ford, that's where we came from, right there. So, we are continuing on, but here we have some other signs. Tomasi campsite, Burrells Ford campsite, Sims Field. Just incredible down here. This is where we begin the climb back up. This sign here says Pigpen Falls 0.05, Licklog Falls 0.2. Sign on the tree says no camping here. Licklog Falls, and over there you can see a bridge. It kind of looks like it's pretty overgrown. So we may not be taking that route. What we're looking for is right here, which is White Blaze, Chattooga Falls, Chattooga Foothills Trail North. We're going up. Look at that. I think that might be a reishi mushroom. I am not sure. We would need to see the top side. So I'm gonna video the bottom side and then also the top. Right here, this doesn't look like a named campsite, but it could serve as one. Bridge number 8,471,000. How's it going, fellas?
Met you before? Have I hiked with you before? Maybe not.
No.
The meetup groups, like on meetup.com? Okay.
No, I usually on Meetup I do like a nature sketching, like like art and painting kind of thing, but no, not really. I haven't joined any hiking ones though.
Gotcha. Yeah. Have a good one.
Y'all have a good day. Okay, so going by here on the All Trails app, that is showing we are at 10.42 if I recenter. But if you look right there, that is that parking spot that those guys were at, and that says Pigpen Branch Road. So it looked like they were able to come in and park right there. So supposedly we only have like a mile and a half left till we hit Cheohee Road. But see, that could get you in here a mile and a half closer to your campsite if you're going to camp down in the Foothills Trail. Right there is a beautiful little campsite. Probably no more than a mile from Cheohee Road. You could probably comfortably fit 3 tents in there. This is Thrift Lake parking lot, Chattooga River, Highway 107. That's the way we're going. But I've never been to this Thrift Lake parking lot. So one day we'll have to stop over there, see kind of how many cars it can fit.
I later found out that the Thrift Lake parking lot is only steps away. Like you could be there in maybe a minute. And I know that I saw at least 4 cars parked over there.
Harvey Falls in the house. So we have finally reached this sign right here. This is where I was parked right over there when I did the other video that carries on from this point. This is Highway 107, I believe. It doubles as a racetrack, as you can see. So guys, this is Memorial Day weekend 2025, and every time that I come out into the woods, I think of our military men and women who are serving in the military and in other countries. My dad served in the military for many years, and if you are currently serving or have served, I just want to say thank you for your service and for helping to keep this country free and protect us. So that's some of the things that I think about when I'm out here and feel like, oh, it's hard to carry all this weight, or man, this hike is too long or too grueling. And I think about all the years and all the people who have done worlds more than I could ever do out in these woods. So we have reached the end. So now I'm going to turn back around and head back that way. And going by all trails just turned out to be something like 13 or 12 miles. So my 10.4 miles was quite a ways off going by all trails, but there you have it. So until next time, we will add more sections onto the Foothills Trail. So thanks for watching, and till next time.